Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and complex figures in ancient history, Samson. His story isn't just about superhuman strength. It's a profound narrative of destiny, temptation, and redemption that has echoed through the ages. So, grab a seat and let's unravel the epic tale of the Herculean judge of Israel. Our story begins before Samson was even born. In the ancient land of Israel, a man named Manoah and his wife were childless. One day, a divine messenger appeared to Manoah's wife with an astonishing proclamation. She would bear a son, but this wouldn't be just any child. He was to be a Nazirite from birth, consecrated to God. This meant he had to follow strict rules: no wine or strong drink, no contact with anything ritually unclean, and most famously, a razor was never to touch his head. This boy, the messenger declared, would begin the deliverance of Israel from the hands of the Philistines, their powerful and oppressive neighbors. Samson grew up, and it quickly became clear he was no ordinary man. The Spirit of the Lord began to stir in him, granting him incredible physical power. But Samson was also a man of strong passions, and this is where his story takes its first dramatic turn. Despite the deep-seated animosity between his people and the Philistines, Samson traveled to the Philistine city of Timnah and saw a woman he wanted to marry. His parents were aghast. "Can't you find a wife among our own people?" they asked, but Samson insisted. What they didn't know was that this was part of a larger plan, a way for Samson to find an opportunity against the Philistines. On his way to Timnah, Samson was attacked by a young lion. The Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him, and he tore the lion apart with his bare hands as if it were a young goat. He told no one of this incredible feat. Later, returning for his wedding, he passed the same spot and saw that a swarm of bees had made a honeycomb inside the lion's carcass. He scooped some out and ate it, even sharing it with his parents without revealing its source. At his wedding feast, feeling clever, Samson posed a riddle to his 30 Philistine companions. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. He wagered 30 sets of fine linen and garments that they couldn't solve it in 7 days. For days, they were stumped, frustrated, and facing a significant loss. They resorted to threats. They went to Samson's new wife and said, "Coax your husband into explaining the riddle for us, or we will burn you and your father's household." Terrified, she wept and pleaded with Samson until, on the 7th day, he finally gave in and told her the answer. She immediately relayed it to her people. Just before sunset on the final day, the Philistines came to Samson with the answer: "What is sweeter than honey? And what is stronger than a lion?" Samson knew instantly he had been betrayed. "If you had not plowed with my heifer," he retorted, "you would not have solved my riddle." Enraged, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him again. He went down to the Philistine city of Ashkelon, struck down 30 of their men, took their garments, and gave them to those who had solved the riddle. Fuming, he returned to his father's house, and his wife was given to his best man. This betrayal set off a devastating cycle of revenge. When Samson returned later to see his wife, her father refused him, explaining she had been given to another. In a fury, Samson caught 300 foxes, tied them in pairs by their tails with a torch in between, and released them into the Philistines' fields, burning their grain, vineyards, and olive groves. In retaliation, the Philistines burned Samson's former wife and her father. Samson's response was swift and brutal, attacking them viciously. The Philistines then amassed an army against the tribe of Judah, demanding they hand Samson over. Fearing for their own safety, 3,000 men of Judah went to Samson, tied him up with new ropes with his consent, and delivered him to their enemies. As the Philistines shouted in triumph, the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon Samson. The ropes on his arms became like burnt flax, and they snapped. He found the fresh jawbone of a donkey and, with it, struck down 1,000 Philistine men. This incredible act cemented his legend. He then judged Israel for 20 years, a lone powerhouse holding the Philistines at bay. But Samson's greatest weakness was not a physical one, it was his heart. He fell in love with a woman from the Sorek Valley named Delilah. The Philistine rulers saw their chance. They approached Delilah and offered her a fortune 1,100 shekels of silver from each of them if she could discover the secret of Samson's great strength. And so, the deadly game of seduction and betrayal began. 3 times, Delilah asked Samson for his secret. 3 times, he lied. "If you tie me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not been dried, he said first. She did, but he snapped them easily. Then he told her, "If you tie me with new ropes that have never been used." He broke those as well. His third lie was more intricate. "If you weave the 7 braids of my head into the fabric on the loom." While he slept, she did so, but when he awoke, he pulled up the loom and its pin. Delilah was exasperated. "How can you say, 'I love you,' when you won't confide in me?" She nagged, pressing him daily until his soul was vexed to death. Finally, worn down and fatally in love, Samson told her everything. He confessed the truth about his Nazirite vow, that his strength came from his uncut hair, a symbol of his dedication to God. "If my head were shaved," he admitted, "my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man." Delilah knew he had told the truth this time. She sent for the Philistine rulers, who came with the silver in hand. She lulled Samson to sleep on her lap, and a man came and shaved off the 7 braids of his hair. His strength vanished. She cried out, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you." He awoke, thinking he could escape as before, but he did not know that the Lord had left him. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and took him down to Gaza. There, they bound him with bronze shackles and set him to grinding grain in the prison, a task for an animal or a slave. The once mighty hero was now a blind, powerless spectacle of public humiliation. But in that dark prison, as he toiled day after day, Samson's hair began to grow back. The Philistines, arrogant in their victory, decided to hold a great festival to celebrate, offering a sacrifice to their god Dagon for delivering Samson into their hands. The temple was packed with people, with about 3,000 men and women on the roof, all eager to mock the fallen champion. They called for Samson to be brought out to entertain them. Blind and broken, he was led into the temple and placed between the 2 central pillars that supported the entire structure. As the crowd jeered, Samson prayed a final, desperate prayer to God. "Sovereign Lord," he pleaded, "remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just one more time, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." He placed his hands on the 2 central pillars, one with his right hand and one with his left. Then, with all his might, he cried out, "Let me die with the Philistines." He pushed, and with a final surge of divinely restored strength, the pillars gave way. The temple crashed down, killing the rulers and everyone inside. The Bible notes that he killed more people in his death than he had during his entire life. Samson's story is a powerful tragedy. A man blessed with unparalleled gifts, destined for greatness, yet constantly brought low by his own passions and poor choices. He was a flawed hero whose life serves as a timeless lesson about the relationship between strength and vulnerability, destiny and free will. He began the deliverance of his people, as foretold, but his journey was a tumultuous and personal one, culminating in a final, spectacular act of sacrifice. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the life of Samson. If you found this story as compelling as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations of epic historical and mythological figures. Let me know in the comments what you think is the most important lesson from Samson's life. Until next time, stay curious.